Hey everyone, this is Coach Rue over here at Mandala Integrative Medicine.
And this is Coach Jen. We are here today to launch a series about the Me Too movement.
You know, we're seeing a lot of things on social media, and I know I'm getting stirred up a bit, and I'm just assuming that a lot of feelings are going on out there. So, you know, I'm just kind of curious about what's coming up for everyone. You know, this is kind of a place where some people don't want to share, you know, their experiences. I know for me, I didn't post anything on Facebook.
Me neither. Yeah.
I was kind of like, this is in the past. I don't want to think about it, but the reality is, it is sitting with me, and it's bringing up memories and things that I haven't really addressed.
Yeah, and one of the things that I really appreciate about working with Coach Rue is she's very caring and very sensitive, not just with the people she works with on a client basis, but with all of us too. And a lot of this Me Too movement is triggering for me a deep concern about what's going on out there. All of these women, all of these human beings, men included, who are sort of thrown into this situation where they're potentially remembering some really tough stuff. And I am not a therapist. I am not qualified to diagnose, treat, or cure anything. But what I know to be true about the body, and particularly the way that trauma affects the body, is that every time you're triggered into remembering it, your physiological response kind of follows the same pattern, whether the experience is happening in this moment or in the past. And so all of a sudden, like, I think from a feminist perspective, it's really great that this is out there. Silence has left the wrong people in control and power for too long. And I'm sort of glad that we're going to hit this breaking point, and hopefully this will initiate change. But in the process, I'm very, very worried about human beings and the toll that this is potentially taking on people's emotions, on their bodies, on their brains along the way.
Right, you hit a good point, Jennifer. You know, there is a lot of anger on social media too, because it is stirring up feelings. So some people, you know, it's you have to bring it back to yourself. So how are you affected by it? Are you feeling anger? And usually the deeper emotion is from fear is anger. So, you know, so when you are angry, what are you doing, you know, and how you may not even realize at home, you may be taking anger out on your family. You may be stirred up at work and not even knowing. If you don't assess and connect with yourself, how do you even know what's going on? And if a situation has occurred in the past, have you shared this with your loved one? Does your spouse know about it? Does a boyfriend know about it? And why are you not sharing it? And it kind of goes along with, it doesn't even have to be something such as the Me Too, you know, the Me Too. It could be something as whereas like hiding certain things from your spouse. Like, what is that really all about? So there's fear involved. You're scared, and you're scared to show who you really are, or maybe fear of abandonment. So I know for me, I shared with my husband a situation that happened in high school. And, you know, also like knowing myself, you know, it was a time where I was in high school. So I, you know, wanted to fit in. And I remember a couple of my girlfriends kind of watching on the side and laughing. And I mean, I think back and I'm like, what was I doing, or why didn't I say anything? But, you know, it kind of goes to show where are you at in your journey, and how are you really speaking, you know, how are you really tending to yourself? Because if you're not tending to yourself, what happens? Things build, you push it down and down, but it's going to come out in other ways. It's going to manifest itself in other ways.
Absolutely. For myself, I realized that my head has sort of been spinning around all of this for a good solid week, ever since I just took the time to sit down and read the New York Times article. And when my head is swirling, I do some journaling that kind of helps, you know, ground it all. And I realized in about 10 minutes, I was able to jot down 15 experiences in my life that were absolutely inappropriate. And I feel very grateful that nothing gruesome has necessarily happened to me, but really 15? Like just in one sitting, I was able to recall this. And something that really caught me about it was the highest concentration of those incidents happened during the time between when I was separated from my husband and when our divorce was final. And it just made me very curious about, these human beings who are capable of it. There's something very predatory about it, and how not only is the behavior terrible, but their psychology is really warped because they obviously have a knack for understanding when people are vulnerable. And I have 3 daughters. That makes me very, very nervous. And so we as a collective at Mandala have decided that, just out of concern for all of you and our passion for health and well-being, we want to take this on. And so over the next few weeks, you can count on hearing from us. And if you ever have comments or feedback, please absolutely get in touch with us, either through social media or by calling our office, emailing us. And Ramessa especially will be kind of taking the lead on this because it is important that we have these conversations the right way.
Right. Yeah, we want you, if anything, stirring for yourself, just be with the emotion, and it's okay, and that there's nothing wrong, and this is your journey. I know for myself, as we're wrapping up, it was a time where I really didn't know myself really well, and I kind of pushed it off and sought happiness through others. So it's really your personal journey, but these are conversations that we just want to welcome you to having. And like Jennifer said, just contact us at Mandala Integrative Medicine, and we look forward to seeing you next time.
Yes, and you deserve support.
Yeah, thank you.